Hey, everybody, look on the screen. Listen, I'm afraid that what's going to happen with these student loans is that more people are going to become homeless. Okay. So let's look at these two people. And, this first girl is having like a total meltdown. And then the next one does the math. And somehow, people, listen to me, in my opinion, looks like the math ain't quite mathing. It's just not.
Entering my final stage of full blown crash out. I'm literally crashing out. I was so excited for tonight. Oh my god, I'm so worked up. I'm just gonna get dressed up. I mean, I still am. I'm definitely getting a martini now. Last week, I hate student loans. Last month, I set up auto pay because I don't want to forget. I don't like being late. You can never get on the phone with these stupid student loan people. And I log on today because I have to get my fucking tax documents. My life never ends. I'm like, oh my god, it says my payment's late. And I'm like, how does that even make sense? I set up auto pay last month with my card and my bank and all the stupid information. And then I call them today and they're like, it's going to be a 3-hour and 50-minute wait time. And then I'm trying to have dad help me. And I'm like, what did you guys have me set up auto pay for that if my payments are now late? And I'm like, we've been paying on these loans for 15 or 20 years, and I still owe the exact same amount that I owed when I borrowed it. I have paid $50,000 to my $50,000 loan. I paid over that, and I still owe like $47,000. They're never going away. I could pay on them for 50 years, and when I die, the bill will go in my casket with me. You want to know why people don't want to pay them? It's because they're never ending. It's not like a normal loan. They're impossible to pay.
Wow. So she's been paying for how long? You've been paying 15 years on your student loan? You paid 50,000 on your student loan and you basically still owe. So I guess is she making interest only payments? That doesn't even make sense.
That I owed when I borrowed it. I have paid $50,000 to my $50,000 loan. I paid over that, and I still owe like $47,000.
So she still owes $47,000. You have paid over $50,000 on your $50,000 student loan. I don't know if it's the mafia man running the show or who. This sound like Vinny and them boys ain't got a hold of you. Where's your money? You better have my money. You better have it or you know what's going to happen next. I'm not playing with you, girl. You better have my money. All right? Dang. What? I could not. When I had to totally rewind. Because the math ain't mathing. See, at this point, I'm starting to realize, it's my opinion, that guess what? People wake up and smell the coffee. We've been conned. You work hard, you go to school, you get education, it's going to be a job. What are jobs? What are they? Because I just really don't see them. I really don't see them. They're not there. And now they're talking about garnishing the checks. So if they garnish the check and people are living paycheck to paycheck and people are working and can't afford to pay the student loans because, I don't know, they want to have a roof over their heads, they would like to eat, a place to shower so you don't stink, eat, sleep, have your clothing, your things. See, it's very important to have some kind of stability in your life. I don't care if it's a fancy home, um, 1 bedroom condo, apartment, trailer home. It is very important. I saw this young woman. She went out. To me, it was in a rural, but she bought this dilapidated trailer, and it was on some land. It was real cheap, and I was like, oh, But I thought about it. I get her point. There's no friends out there or family. Survival. I would tell her you're going to need a tractor or lawnmower, more than likely the riding kind. But she has a place to live. It's 4 hours. A half car will travel. Survival. Totally get it. And she's put some serious money in it. Totally get it. Out in the boondocks nowhere. I doubt they have a Starbucks within 20 miles. Or you may have to go that far to get one. I'm just saying. Survival. So if people can barely afford to pay the mortgage or the rent, can't afford groceries, and they're check to check, do you understand what devastation this may cause if they start garnishing paychecks? I keep telling you, they don't care. Imagine what this will cause when they start to what? Garnishing your paychecks. Garnishing paychecks. They're going to get theirs first. They said only 38% of the people are current on the loans anyway. So that leaves what? 67%? No, I'm sorry. 38%, or was it 30? I think it's 38%. Yeah. So that would leave what? 62%. So if only 38% of the people are current on the student loans, that means 62% of the people that are not could risk being homeless. Why? Already on the struggle bus, just trying to survive. So then when they take the money out, and listen, these loans are some little 200 or 300 a month. No. I'm hearing people say 700. I heard somebody say 1,100. Somebody say $1,500. Imagine them taking $700 out a month. Let's say $350 every 2 weeks out of your check. That's $700 a month you haven't accounted for, and you're already struggling living a paycheck to paycheck. The banks already wrote down what $5 billion in bad credit. They just gave up on $5 billion. B as in boy. They just gave up on that. By the way, Patreon, any of you guys do the little options play? If you did, maybe not a lot of money, but you should be making some money. I'm just saying, there. And don't forget, we got this thing going out here. We're not going to spend a lot of money. We're out a year. January 2026. Heck, I got one January 2027. We got to do something different. So we're way out there on that options play. We got time. Could you make money? I'm hoping and praying that you do. Could you lose some? Yes. That's why we're going real low. We under $100. Here one for $29. The one I got, $94, I paid for it. I was up, $31, then $43. Then it went down, up and down. Hey, we got to January on that one, 2027. We got time, boo-boo. Got to do something different. Can you lose money? Yes, that's why we're going from $29 to $94, that kind of investment. Hoping and praying, but we got time. Why? The expiration date, we got to push the way out. We got to do something different. Because I hate to tell you this. You wait on somebody to come and save you, the government's not coming. If they're garnishing paychecks, you know they're not coming. I just saw a video, someone said, Trump, bring back the jobs, bring back the jobs. And I said before in a prior video, I said, if you think Trump is going to be able to get in there and get your job back and, cadabra, abracadabra, and get your job and lifestyle back, think again. Here's the issue, and I told a friend of mine this right here. I said, here's the issue. When you're a business owner, you're always looking for what? The future. You don't have a habit of sitting down, I'm going to wait and see what they're going to do. Not a business owner. No. When you're a business owner, you're in control of something. You're always planning, thinking about the future. Okay? You're trying to hedge your bets. You're always planning. I said, but the problem that the problem that I see is, with the tariffs and the effect on that, the problem that I have is the problem that we're facing, all the money going out, no money coming in. I agree, tariffs. We should do that. However, there needs to be a process. He's going like super hard. And see, my problem with that is this right here. We're not in a position to do so. We're not in a position, is going, in my opinion, is going to cause more harm than good. More people are going to suffer because guess what? We're trying to correct the problem, man. We've been the sucker that's been paying out for decades. And now to come and say, oh, you know what? We're going to go ahead and change things. Guess what? There's going to be some hurt. The issue is the Americans are not prepared to withstand the hurt. We're not. There's definitely going to be a whole lot of hurt. And the Americans, in my opinion, were not in a position to withstand the hurt. So this going real fast, all this, it's a tailspin. It is eight, and then this right here with the student loan. So when you're a business owner, you're always trying to plan ahead of time. However, the damage that has been done with the spending, okay, the damage that has been done with the spending is too much. So to try to go ahead and say, okay, we're going to go ahead and this and that and the other, all the cutbacks, all the jobs laying off, man, that's a whole lot of moving parts. A lot of people will suffer. I wish it could be of a more gradual process, but to go in, and we know by now, I mean, you should know his personality. That is my problem. Americans are not in a position to go ahead and say, okay, we're going to get this done, and we are sitting on ready, because no, we're not. I've been saying, where are the jobs? All the layoffs. Where's the job replacement income is nowhere to be found. So this right here, a lot of people, and it's true, unfortunately, where are the jobs? They're not there. So stop and think. If they're going to come up here and sit and have this the paychecks garnished, not just your, what do you call this, the tax refund, but if they're going to sit up here and have your paychecks garnished, this to me, I'm sorry, it's sad to say, people are already hopeless. This to me right here, I'm afraid, my deep concern is that it is going to lead to more people being thrust into homelessness. So now you're going to be sitting up here, guess what? Those student loans have taken on a priority in your life. Well, I'm not going to pay. I can't afford to pay. Guess what? They do not care today. They're going to get their money. They are going to get their money. I've heard people say, oh, I'm not going to pay. I'm just simply not going to pay. Well, it looks like if you are working, guess what? It's not even optional. They're not asking, they're taking. They're not asking you. Okay, they're taking. And that's that. So the downside of this, I really, truly believe, this right here is going to lead to more people who are working, trying to make it. All of a sudden, if your check is garnished and it's already, you already checked the check, we are trying to make it. If that paycheck is garnished, unfortunately, more and more people are going to sit up here and do what? I'm afraid it's going to lead to more people being homeless. I'm afraid it's going to lead to someone not being able to pay their rent. Again, people are already struggling with the food prices, inflation, already struggling. So now on top of that, if they cannot pay their rent, oh my, guess what's going to happen next? Now you're going to have a shorter paycheck, a much shorter paycheck. So that can thrust more people into homelessness. It really can, because they're getting their money before you get it, and they are not asking. They are not asking. Worst case, and then on top of that, let's I mean, just being realistic. Like I said, as a businessman, I get it. Any person, will always planning, thinking ahead of time. But the issue is the country with this economy, and I don't care about, the jobs numbers. We had a little rally on Wall Street on Friday. Yay, yay, yay. Made a little change. Heck, I had one position. I said, I'm getting the heck out right now, because what? That position was $4,000, and guess what happened? I saw that thing go down to maybe 2 weeks ago or so, down to worth only $700. So guess what? I'm like, man, if I can just get my money and get out, hello, that's what I did. And it did go up a little profit, but I was like, man, I'm not taking a chance. So the little rally on Washington on Friday, why? Because the jobs reports came out. They were anticipating, I think, 161,000, somewhere in there, jobs. That was the estimate. And the actual numbers came in at 177. Okay, super great. Wall Street rallied, and maybe, we make a little change. But check it. What kind of job? A job is a job. How you gonna tell somebody who's an engineer, teacher, or accountant, oh hey, they had some jobs, but maybe the jobs, and I'm not discounting it, were at a fast food. Yay! Maybe the jobs were at a fast food, so then what? How does that help that person? It doesn't. So the job numbers, yeah, but what kind of job? They're not good paying job. Can you really and truly? I mean, this is crazy to me. So this, I'm afraid, is going to throw us more people into homelessness. Garnishing those paychecks, more people into homelessness. And then don't forget, if you lose the job or get fired, that's on your credit. That can prevent you from getting the next job. And since things like this here, and I'm speaking as a minority in this country, um, you know, people used to say, is working for the majority. But I've always felt, what the hell does credit have to do with what you getting the darn job? What the hell does credit have to do? And my credit isn't bad, okay? So don't be thinking, oh, I bet your credit score is a 600. No, it's not, boo boo. No, no, we're over 7. So it's not that. But I've always thought about that. What the hell does credit have to do with you getting the darn job, whether you can do it or not? The lack of your having a job can cause you to have bad credit because you can't afford the darn bills. So what the heck does credit have to do with you getting the darn job? I always thought that. I'm like, nah, that's part of the system. Uh-huh. I've always put that's part of the system to keep certain people out. The last hired, first fired. So now the ones that's on the screen, guess what? Get ready. We've been dealing with it. That's always been. But even that, the economy is bad. What the hell does credit have to do with you getting the job, whether you can perform the job duties or not? Oh my, you got bad credit. You can't do this customer service job. That's crazy as hell. Oh my, I see you went to school to be a doctor. Okay, well, you can't work here. What the hell? But see, that's the system. And now that's going to adversely affect other people that maybe they didn't think about it before. And it's always been. So now, if that happens, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. That'll affect your credit. You cannot get another job. If you're in an apartment, you can forget buying a house. Do you see what's going on here? Under this administration, anybody can get it. Under this administration, anybody can get it. They're right there, DEI. Well, 4% of the jobs go to African Americans, so where is the other 96% going? He came in and tapped that. As I was saying before to my friends, 2020, pandemic, we've got to find a way to make a living on our own, ourselves. And that's when I learned about the options. We got to find a way to make some money on our own. We can't, because everything is shut down. There is no travel. There's no going here. We've got to find a way. This right here with this student loan, this sounds like a long shot. I mean, this sounds like, yeah, them boys, listen, you better have my payment. You know what's going to happen. You like walking? Okay, 2 to the knees. What do you want? You got 2 days. What Omar said, you got 2 weeks. I don't know if you know if you got 2 weeks. You better have my money. Right? Yeah, get out of here. Made me call. There's no way out. This sounds crazy. This sounds worse than a loan shark. How can she pay your $50,000 loan and you've paid her 50,000, but you owe 47? The math ain't mathing. This is part of the civilized silent purge, in my opinion. I'm sorry. Let me get some water. So sorry. This to me is part of the civilized silent purge, where you cannot afford to live. One moment. I should not have had those peanuts, I think. But yeah, This to me is part of the civilized silent purge where you cannot afford to live. And people are right now trying to think, some are freaking out, but people are keeping calm for a minute. And then it's a matter of time when you realize that there's just no way. That's when I think people will start to lose it. This is going to lead, in my opinion, to more homelessness. And worse, the hotel like the illegal immigrants had. I don't see it happening. Student loans. It's like a trap. There's no way out. Anyway, let me know what you all think. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out.